I'm with Adams County Sheriff. I was contacted today and just told that you had some information that might help us out with one of our cases.
Case.
The Burger King.
Burger King?
72nd Pecos.
Is that the shooting?
Yeah,
thing?
the two people that were shot.
Yeah.
What can you tell me?
Well, I got a little more on it today, actually, because he was just at my house. I let them know he was there.
Yeah, we appreciate
Well,
that.
I didn't know what you wanted to do, so. I guess, like, Luke and Dylan, as far as I know, they had, the guy, whoever got shot, like, pulled a, I don't know if they were trying to rob them or get some pills from them or whatever. That's kind of vague, but long story short, those dudes tried to, like, mace Luke, I guess, and Luke, pow, shot him. Yeah, I mean, that's basically the gist of it. I mean, the van, that's his uncle's van. He uses it for work. I mean, I've known his uncle and Luke for, since 2005, since he was little, you know?
What's Luke's last name?
Williams. And, I mean, I don't know everything that happened. I just know, like, a small part of it, you know? Because, I mean, at first he was worried, like, he was bothered by, it's not nice to, don't feel good to go do that, I would imagine, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, but I do know that was the van, and that was them there. So, I don't know what else I could really give you. I mean, I know what I hear from him personally, and his girl, and all them. Like, his girl's hiding in my house right now because of what I just told you. He just took off. Like, they busted out his window with that stolen BMW.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because he ran back to my house, like, terrified. I know him since he's a little kid, so I'm like, I keep telling him, like, man, stop what you're doing. Like, right now, you got to stop, dude. Like I've told you for a long time. Like, stop. It's not, this life ain't worth it. But he never listens, still doesn't listen. His mind's going 100,000 miles an hour in 40 different directions, you know? So, he worries about the wrong shit. Like, he's like, I want to quit. He's talking about them fucking pills today. I want to quit, I want to quit. Well, then fucking quit. You come work for me, dog. Come work.
Is that the Perk 30s?
Yeah, those fucking fentanyls. Horrible.
That's
horrible.
People. Killing
Well, I mean,
people
because they
left and
press them, so who knows? I mean, you making them and you make them, you might make them hella strong, you might make them weak, you know? They get that one little
I've
thing.
seen a lot of deaths from those.
Nessa's brother-in-law, first time he did it, died.
Yeah. Sad.
And that shit kicked heroin right in the balls, like, got...
Yeah, heroin's gone, right? I mean,
pretty much. It's pretty much gone, like...
Yeah.
Just those pills are everywhere.
Everywhere.
How much are they? I'm just wondering.
Just depends, like, if you get them, like... probably get them... I know people that get them as cheap as $1 and some change.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, but they're not
good.
Good, they say. I've never tried them. I don't want to. Like, cool on that. Because you see them, they're like... and
It's crazy.
It's
like
crazy. Like, if you watch them, like, after they smoke them...
Oh, yeah.
It's like every overdose we go to, man, those pills are somewhere in there.
Their eyes rolling in their head. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, anywhere from there, like, I mean... These kids, I've been them for probably like 5 to 10. Somewhere in there. It's like a good range. Probably around 8. It's like a good average.
Damn.
But I mean, if you're getting them for $1, $1.50, I mean, that's a killing. If you're getting them for $6 and selling them for $7, it wouldn't be worth it to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, and I don't know if that's was Thornton you guys too?
Which one?
Thornton, like the 104th and shit.
It's Adams County.
Well, that's the Denny's thing and the
104th
flavors.
and I-25?
Yeah,
The Denny's?
that was Dylan.
What was that?
Huh?
What was that?
The robbery at the 104th at the Denny's.
Okay. That's Thornton Police.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's your guys' thing. If it's your guys' thing, then I mean you're here. So I'm
my thing's the
tell you.
Burger King thing. What did he said? He just know what he's told you. What he's saying?
He was real vague about it because he's like, he's afraid. You know what I mean? But he's not so afraid that he's not running around like talking about it because he runs around and talks about it like.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I just found that out today that it was like that. She's like, his girlfriend was like, he stupid. Like I know.
So he's just
But-
throwing it out there.
Well, yeah, and I mean, Dylan, he's worse. Like, he's got to tell everybody everything about everything he does, which is, thinks that gives him whatever status or respect or whatever. I don't think it does any of that, honestly.
Trying to build that street cred. Is that what he's doing?
For what? He's a suburban kid. Like, he had everything he wanted as a kid. Like, I raised him from 2 to, like, 11, 12. He was spoiled rotten, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And then these kids he runs with are like, they all think they're gang members, and none of them ever been to anywhere, met an actual gang member besides,
Yeah.
like, older guys like myself, which I'm not in a gang anymore. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Like, you know what I mean?
No, but
I'm
you're still
42
old
years
school.
old, so it's not like, I've always told Dylan, Luke, as soon as I seen Luke doing that same shit, I'm like, man, this is before he went to prison. Like, you don't have any idea what it's like for a white dude to be in a black gang, and then be in a black gang, which you're not really from, so you're pretending to be from this gang, and you're white in prison. I went to prison when I was 20, and it was the first 3 years was the hardest 3 years I could ever imagine. Like, ever. It was, like, crazy. But this was 20 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like it is now. All these people, everybody thinks Tech 9 comes out, everybody's a blood, and everybody's a Crip, and they don't even know what the fuck it is. Like,
I have no idea.
so, I mean, they just don't listen, and they think everybody's got a gun. Everybody. They don't know how to fight no more. Everybody just, pow.
It's too bad they don't listen to you because you've been there, done it.
Well, that's what I mean. And, like, Dylan, besides me, has his dad. I mean, his dad's a jackass, but, I mean, underneath it all, he doesn't want him to be like that. I know he doesn't, but he treats him like a friend because he was gone for so long. But Dylan's the one that confuses me the most because it's more like anger. You know what I mean? I mean, he lost his sisters, everything. He hasn't seen his sisters in, like, my 2 oldest. My sister just took to South Dakota. None of them know that. I mean, I'm not going to tell them that anytime soon until I find out what. I mean, I feel I owe it to them to tell them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do it now to, like, rush them out there and bring problems that are unnecessary. So he's angry. He's angry with everybody. Everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. Like.
Yeah. Just how he is.
So, I mean, and then sleep tainted him with the whole robbery shit. So then he, hard up for money, he hits the 31 flavors and does whatever to these little 13-year-old girls working there. Then he goes to the Denny's and does that shit. And then they run around and tell people about it.
Yeah.
So
with the Burger King deal, what did Luke specifically tell you?
that dude tried to pull out a can of Mason,
Uh-huh.
and so he just kind of pulled out a gun and shot him. And Luke's not one that carries a gun anywhere. He didn't have a gun on him today.
you were
He
saying
didn't have.
that.
He's running like a scared child from these dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I pulled up on the dudes, like,
Did you say what kind of gun it was?
no. I could probably find out.
Have you ever seen him with a gun?
Yeah, once or twice. Dylan 100,000 times.
Yeah.
Dylan
Always
carries.
Always. Always.
So how are you related to Dylan?
His mom is my kid's mom. I have 3 kids with her.
Okay.
So I met her, like, I don't know, a year after I got out of prison. I was with her for 14 years.
And Luke's just a friend of yours?
Luke
Or
is
kind of
Luke is the nephew of, like, his uncle works at the shop where I learned how to do carpet. And when I first got out of prison, I was out like a year, and then I met this guy James and Tom.
Coventry Carpet?
Yeah. So I built we did the whole building. Like, worked for him for years. Like, he taught me everything I know. So, I mean, it's a great company. We did a lot of great work, high-end stuff, commercial stuff, residential stuff. And Luke's had the chance to work there. He's been fired 100 times, but I was fired 100 times when I was young, you know?
Yeah.
Like, his problem is the drugs. Like, he can't get off the drugs, so he can't do anything except focus on getting well or whatever. Like, well, don't get fucking sick. Like, what are you doing?
So like this night, they showed up to buy some of those pills.
They showed up, I would assume, for pills. I mean, I'll find out. Like, I'll go home. Abby's still at my house, so I'll go. He left. Like,
Were they trying to buy pills or sell pills, you think?
probably buy pills or rob them dudes. is what their thing is. They like find dudes on the internet. They got some little website that all these freaking kids
They're
go
all
to.
talking back and forth, yeah.
Yeah, and like, oh, I got these pills, and they go and they rob each other. They don't even know each other, so it's like a blind thing. Like, it's never good. Never.
Just what did Dylan, did he say anything about what his role in that whole thing was that night?
I haven't talked to Dylan, like really talked to him since, I mean, he came to my house with a gun, like trying to threaten me a couple times, twice now. So after the first time, I told him don't come back. I mean, it was just hard for me because I raised him since he was a baby, you know?
Sure.
And I mean, he has 3 sisters from me and his mom, so I mean, that plays a big role in it. I'm not giving him an excuse for what he's doing because he's wrong. I mean, he's going to end up hurting or killing somebody else, you know? He's been involved in a few things. So he got away with that Walmart shit. Somehow he ended up not getting thrown in jail behind that like the rest of his friends did. So then after he gets clean from that, he does the things with sleep.
Yeah.
And that's what really just sent it to a whole new level because now he's
like on a rampage.
He's dressing like him and everything. Like with the Mercedes, when Luke came to get the Mercedes, Dylan was in the fucking car. And I'm like, he's got the ski mask on with just the eyes, you know? And I'm like, it just reminds me of sleep like so much. Like, I'm like, man, come on, man. Like, I was like, why'd you bring this kid? Like,
is mom in the picture much with Dylan or?
It's hard for me to say. Like, she texted me yesterday, like when I got home. It's almost like she knew, you know? I didn't answer her because I can't.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The protection order, like,
Yeah,
I can't.
don't do
Like,
that.
I was talking to her when she was in jail in Utah a little bit, but it's different because it doesn't cross state to state. So, but when she got back here, she was like, she's bipolar and real, like, vindictive, and if she could get something for free, she does. She uses the system to her advantage, so victims advocate shit, they'll pay her rent, do all this other shit. Like, she's good at that.
But she never told you anything Dylan said about this, or Dylan never told you anything?
Me and Dylan haven't talked about anything, anything for
because
a few months because, I
I
talked to him when he came back from Utah. I avoided him at first because, I mean, what's it look like? You're wanted for a string of bank robberies and you just get out on a PR bond. From Utah with a gun. They find you with a gun.
Jeez.
So what do I think? What does Sleep thought? I mean, I was trying to keep Sleep away from him, like, because Sleep wanted to kill him. You know what I mean? Like, wanted to kill him. And I'm like, now I'm in a crazier position. Like, what do I do? You know? So, I mean, then he came to my house and we were talking for a little while, and he's just like, he feels like he's invincible. So it's almost like, and then now he's like talking shit to me like he's a grown man, which I'm not gonna deal with, and I can't put my hands on him because he's like my kid. So it's, but there's only so many times you're gonna put a gun in my face, you know? Really, there is. You know, I'm not gonna just let you pull a gun on me 3-4 times, and one time was enough.
Absolutely.
Whether it's in your pocket or out like this or like this, I guess actually.
Yeah, screw that.
What the fuck is that? Like,
Did Luke say what Dylan was doing?
no, but I mean, like I said, I wish you would have said something to me this morning, like what it kind of was about, because I was like real blind, because they're at my house, so like his girlfriend's still at my house. She don't want to leave. She's like stuck. She's like scared.
Well, we can keep talking too.
So I'm like, you can stay here. Like, you're fine. So I just left her, and she's by herself in my house. So Luke went and did his thing, but I tried to take him to this car and drop him off, and these dudes are chasing him around. So I talked to the Mexican dudes, like, hey, man, I hit him in the bottom of the car and covered him with stuff. Because, I mean, underneath it all, I don't want him to get hurt, you know what I mean? But
but he needs to stop what he's doing.
There's no avoiding it. It's going to happen. Like, I mean, it's going to, if you guys don't somehow get him, like, soon, any of you, it's just going to get worse.
We've been getting him.
I know, but you keep letting him go.
Not
like,
me, not us.
He got caught on like 7, 8 fucking stolen cars and got the fuck out like in 3 days.
I know.
And he's back at it again. Like,
what's he stolen? 3 cars now since he's been out?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, the Mercedes.
that Mercedes was more my fault because I mean I gave him the fucking key. So I mean it is what it is. And then this BMW and that Accord
The
or Honda, that black Honda, the BMW is probably going to get rid of.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to like have him pick up something like you guys was talking about, then pretty soon would probably be good.
You think he'd talk to you about all this again?
Hell yeah.
Like if you brought it up?
Yeah, because he gets like in his feelings, like, because I'm friends with Abby too. I've known all them a long time. So he thinks I'm like fucking his girl or something, which I'm not. But it's hard for him to like believe that, I guess, for some reason. So he came over today. He was like, oh no, like she came over last night because those Mexicans were by D's house. Like they were there. There's a car and then there's two of them walking around. He's like, you think you know where? Of course, they knew where you lived before you ever had a date to pay. Like, they know where you live. Like, they don't play that shit. Like, they don't. All that shit you see on TV, all that shit's real shit. People are sick. That shit happens every day, all over the place.
I believe it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't get it. He sees it like everybody's going to be like me. Or you owe me some money, and I'll punch him in the face, like, because he's a smart ass and you don't want to pay, and that's how it ends. You know what I mean? No, these dudes will cut your legs and your arms off and mail them home to your grandma, like, or your head or your torso or some other shit. And he's not even here in this country. So you think he really cares about you over $300? It's not the $300. It's his reputation and the fear that's, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like terrified, and I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? Now I'm putting myself on the line trying to save his little ass, but I can't save him. Like, I can't. There's no saving him. I've been trying to save him for years.
The best thing that you can do is help us.
I'm helping
And
you.
then
I got you. Like I told you.
I know.
I got you.
But I'm just saying I think it's the right thing to do because jail might be his saving grace, you know?
It might be. I mean, it's different now than it was when I was in there. Like, when I was in there, it just made me worse, I guess, in a sense, while I was there.
Really?
Because it was violent then, you know? It wasn't like it is today, how they say. Like, I mean, I
You
got
talking jail or prison?
I'm talking like prison. Like, it was different. I went when I was 20, stayed till I was 23, got out for 2.5 months and went back and did 3 more and killed my shit. When I killed my shit, they had me in a cell like this for 1.5 years over violent stuff with the people I was associated with, you know? Because once you're there, the politics, you don't have free will. Like, free will, I try to explain that too. There's no free will. If I tell you go do something, you're going to go fucking do it, or you're going to pay the price that probably he was going to pay. I mean, there's no way around it. That's just the way it works. Like, it's almost like, however I feel today, I'm running everything, okay? However I feel today, that's how it's going down. Like, I don't care what you say, what you say. Like, if you don't like it, I'm going to come get you. We're all going to come get you. I'm sending your own dudes to come get you. That's how we ended up at SAG, like our whole little group. 1.5 years by myself, and they just let me on the street. Like, I was
That's
fucked
gonna
up
be
in
hard.
the head. Oh, that shit. I mean, I'm all right now, but like a lot of people, I can't be around like a lot of people.
Oh, I bet.
I like freak out.
Big crowds and everything.
Oh yeah. But,
Kind of get used to being in the room, huh?
well, yeah, and walking around talking to yourself in the mirror. This shit was crazy. But with like Luke.
What did Luke do with the gun?
I have no idea. I can try to find out. I mean, anything you want to know, tell me, and I'll try to find out. Today, I'll try to find out. Like,
Did he tell you where they went afterwards or anything? Or?
no, he was like, he didn't want to tell me. He more told Nessa, and then Nessa kind of showed me because she's like the Crime Stopper little, you know. She's like, oh look, is this you? Is this them? Like, man, none of that's me. Like, none of it. She's talking about like bank stuff. She's always looking for sleep in them.
Yeah.
And like, it's never gonna be me ever. I don't care if he's white and skinny. It's not me, ever. She was like, okay, I'm just asking. Well, don't ask, because it's not me. Like, there's not enough money there for me to go risk my life or the rest of my life in prison. It's just not enough.
With this, I mean, he shot 2 people in the car there.
Did they die or?
No, I
Okay,
mean,
that's
one
good.
kid died like 7 times, and they kept bringing him back. So, but he's alive. They're both alive.
Well, that's lucky for him. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he's like missing half his organs inside and shit. But I mean,
yes,
he's-
they don't
he's still
understand
there,
that shit.
so.
They don't understand, like, this is real life. This isn't bullshit. Like, if you do something to somebody, that shit hurts, you know?
Well, don't stop to think
And it
about
doesn't just hurt you,
consequences.
it hurts you and them and your wife and your son and your grandma and your friends and everybody else. Like, they just don't seem to get that shit yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't think like, we do and you do.
Well, but we're older now.
Yeah.
Like, back then, I don't think I thought like that either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We were living in the moment at that time, and
Well,
then now
yeah.
it's a whole different world, man. Like, the way you're what 42, I'm 44, so I mean I grew up in Commerce City, when it was freaking ghettos, all
Yeah, but we
that.
fought then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Like,
dealt with
not
your
everybody
shit, you
had
moved
guns.
on.
Like,
No.
if you pulled out guns, it was like some like big shit, like what's going on or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe somebody pulled a knife or some shit, but I was like
I mean,
top level then.
back in the day, we just liked to fight. Like, it was fighting. Like, it was kind of fun to
Yeah,
fight.
fist fights.
Yeah, but it was like,
Gangbangers are
we're gonna
different
die
now.
doing it. You know what I'm saying? You bruise up and you wake up tomorrow.
They don't give a shit now, man. No, it's easier for them to pull the trigger and just freaking
Yeah, fucking
walk away like
9-year-olds
nothing
have
happened.
guns, 10, 11. It's crazy.
Shots.
The van, that's his uncle's van, you said?
Yeah, it's his carpet van, his work van. I think they painted like something on it
What's
after
his
that
uncle's
shit.
van?
Like the rack or something. I don't know what they painted.
So is the rack still on it?
Yeah, because they were by my house. Like, when Dylan came with Dennis to my house, like, they came in the van. So,
When was that?
I don't know, like within the last week.
Did they paint it at your place?
What's on it now?
Just a rack. I think it's white. The white rack's black and the truck's like white. I'm trying to think. It was a minute, and I only look real fast. And Dennis is talking shit, and Dylan's holding a gun sideways at my face, and like from 10 feet away. But I don't care how far
Yeah.
away it is. Like Nessa kind of jumped in front, like she's like, I seen it. Like, all right, well, he's not gonna pull a gun on me too many more times. But like, I'm not scared of your fucking gun. Like, not. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I hear what you're saying.
Like,
Yeah, you can only take it so long, man.
well, I'm not gonna let you do what
Be disrespectful. He's disrespecting
Well,
you.
come on, man.
Give
You're
two shits,
basically threatening by pulling a gun on me. My life's in danger. I mean,
And you raised him.
exactly. So, I mean, I get you're mad about your sisters and all this stuff, but I have to live with those decisions I made too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, it's hard for me to live with the choices I made that put me in the position I'm in. But I know I'm here because of the choices I made. You know what I mean? Thinking that it was going to make things better, but it only made things worse. I mean, it's not easy for me either. I haven't seen my kids, my girls in shit, like 3 years. That's a long fucking time. Like, those are my babies, like my babies.
I'm sorry, man.
So, I mean, no, it's, like I said, it's my own fault, like really, in the end. And I'll figure it out and fix it. But,
Where are they living at?
ooh, Dylan and Luke at his uncle's on, it's like 11497 Larson
On
Street.
Larson up in Northland.
Yeah, he just went home too,
What's his uncle's name?
Dennis.
Dennis.
Yeah. And I mean, Dennis is a good dude. Like, he loves Luke a lot. But, I mean, he kind of coddles him. You know what I mean? And he don't need that. Like, that's kind of what's got him where he's at. He's always bailed out, always. And he doesn't. I try to explain to him, even today, I mean, I'll do what I have to do. But at the same time, I'm going to do what I have to do, like, to try to steer him the way I always try to steer him.
Sure.
Like, I mean, I'm going to tell you don't do these things, but if you're going to do these things, be careful doing them or whatever. Like, if I'm going to say, hey, come get this car. I mean, I'll do that, but I'm going to tell him, you probably shouldn't do that. But he's still going to do it because that's what he does. Like, he won't walk. That's why he started, when he started stealing cars, he will, I don't want to walk. I can't walk. Why the fuck not? You could walk, take a bus, ride a bike, roller skate, skateboard, scooter.
Buy a cheap car. He's got money.
Well,
At some point, he has money, right?
I mean, I don't know. All his money that he gets goes to them fucking pills. All of it. He was given the majority of the money to pay the paisa off, and he goes and buys pills from this freaking finesse dude. So, I mean,
So he makes money and then just gets more
I'm like,
pills.
dude, I got like $60. I can't do it for you. Like, if I had it, I'd do it. I mean, I would probably, just because I don't want to see them hurt, and I don't know what they'll do. Like, it's chances are, whether you pay them or not, they've already been sent, so they're gonna do something to you anyway. that's just the way it works. Like, they're different than, like, say you were, like, involved in some kind of, like, what do they call it, STG thing or whatever the fuck. Like, the way you guys operate and the way they operate is so different.
Oh, yeah.
Like, once you cross that thing, there's no, like, real going back. They don't just say, oh, okay, cool, you pay me, I'll see you later. No. Yeah, okay, thanks. You know, whatever happens, happens. Like, chances are you'll make it through that, but sometimes maybe you won't, you know?
Yeah.
Like, these aren't people you want to mess with. I told him, and now he's terrified. His window's busted out in the stolen car in the parking lot of that church across from Fuzzy's.
Yeah, I saw it.
Like, I took Jesse over there with me because he speaks Spanish, because I talked to the dudes in the truck, because I had him hiding down. I was sticking my nose and shit. I really don't need to, and putting myself in jeopardy to save this little asshole. Like, but he doesn't appreciate anything, like anything. It pisses me off, and I still want to help him. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I think we talked about it yesterday. You're almost too helpful.
Well,
you know? But
man,
that's just who you are.
Back in the day, I really wasn't like that, but I'm older now, and I got kids, and I just see things in a different light. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did a lot of stupid shit when I was a kid, too. I didn't steal cars and shit like that, but I broke in houses, and money or drugs I'd steal from you. Like, I mean, that's the best chance of getting away with something is hitting a drug dealer. Like, chances are he's not calling you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, shit.
So
What did that truck look like that these dudes were in?
It's a white Chevy, tinted windows. I think it's a 2-door California plates. I took a picture.
Did you?
They knew it was following him, so I pulled it next to him after I hit him in the eyes. I made him get down because he's like running. Like, he came in like all red, like almost crying. I'm like, holy shit! Like you don't have to leave. You can stay here. Like, stay here. But he can't sit still like that. He's like, oh. He's got to go get some more pills, you know?
Is he just doing fentanyl or meth too?
He smokes a little bit of meth, but I mean, that fentanyl used to be just like meth. That was it. Did a little heroin back in the day, like a while ago. He used to bang meth, but that fentanyl kicked that shit in the ass with him too. Like, that shit has him like. I mean, these people like sell their mother's soul for
I've seen it.
half of one of those fucking foils. You know, it's crazy. And I mean,
Are they both on Facebook?
who?
Luke and
Yeah, and Dylan.
yeah, what's their names on Facebook? You know.
Hold on, I'll tell you Dylan's right now. Luke's is Luke Williams, but Dylan's is like something danger. Fucking hold on, I'll tell you right now. No, I won't. But you got a charger.
Oh shit.
What is it?
His old one we talked about yesterday was like.
Yeah, Santana. No, Santana Zagoon's his old one. He's got a lot of them. Something danger. I can text it to you when I plug in my phone.
Santana Sagoon was the old one.
Yeah, it's the old one. He's got like a bunch of old ones.
What kind of guns do they have?
Right now, I have no idea. But he runs through all kinds of different guns. All kinds. Like I said, I had a MAC-10, automatic, AK-47, AR-15. Shit. That I was holding on to him for until the bank robbery thing came, and then I got rid of him because I'm not going to wait for them to come to me and say, hey. And then, yeah, you're going to believe they're not mine? Sure. No, I'm not holding these fucking things. That's what he's mad about me, too. You owe me all this money. I don't owe you shit. You're lucky I did that for you then. Like, I should have let whoever's at your house steal all your shit. Like, he just brought him to me because he knows I won't fuck with it. Unless I have to, but he don't understand that I had to.
Yeah.
Like, you read in the paper, oh, the whole thing, like, I'm not keeping this shit. I'm not trying to go to prison. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna get hemmed up with it then. It's a long
You want me to go plug that in real quick?
yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I think I got a charger.
You said the van is up at the house now?
I don't know if the van's at the shop or at the house. I think he's been leaving it at the shop down on 8th and Decatur.
Do they park it inside the building down there? It's like on
I don't-
past there a couple times and I
Yeah, I
never
was
see
just
any
by there
vans
the other
there.
day, like a couple days ago, too.
They park
And I
them
don't
at
know
night
if
or
it was in the shop or out. I didn't really pay attention because Nessa was talking to me.
But you said the rack, all that shit's still on it.
Yeah, it was the other day, for sure.
Is it still white?
Yeah, it's white. I think the rack's black, though, or they did a couple little things to it to make it, like, a little different, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But it's not that different. It's the fucking van, like,